Very good afternoon, all the students present here. So, myself, Junaid Ahmed Chaudhary, and today we will discuss about the second chapter of class 9, that is the matter around us pure? Okay, so in this chapter, basically, we will study about the things which we used to see around us, whether they are pure or not, and basically we will study about the different types of mixtures, say homogeneous mixture, heterogeneous mixture, what are the difference between them, how can we classify various mixtures, whether they are homogeneous or heterogeneous. Similarly, we will study about what is solvent, what is solute, and these things, and some other things also we will study in this chapter. So let's go straight to the chapter, and let's see what are the things we have to discuss in this chapter, in this lecture. Okay, so now, okay, so this is our second chapter, which is matter around us pure? Okay, let's see the first. We will see what are the things we have to study in this chapter. So, as we can see, they're telling us how do we judge whether milk, ghee, butter, salt, spices, these things, whether they are pure or not. How can we classify them? Okay, so have you ever noticed word pure written on the packs of this consumer good? That means whether have you seen that pure word is mentioned in these containers? For a common person, pure means no adulteration. That means there is no adulterants mixed with these products. So for a common person, he will say that these things are pure. But uh, actually, but for a scientist, all these things are actually the mixtures of various substances, and hence they are not pure. For example, we can say that milk is actually a mixture of different substances, and they're not pure. Like in milk, fat is present, water is present, protein is also present. So we can say that milk is not a pure substance, but it is a mixture. So we can say that a pure substance consists of a single type of particles. That means if a substance is pure, that in that substance only one kind of particles must be present. Okay. In other words, a substance is a pure single form of matter. So now we will see what is a mixture. So mixtures are considered by more than one kind of pure form of matter. That means if a substance is to be called a matter, that means the more than one kind of pure form of matter will be present in that particular substance. Okay, so we know that dissolved sodium chloride can be separated from water by the physical process of evaporation. That means sodium chloride means our common salt. So if we have a salty water, that means if sodium chloride is mixed with water, we can separate sodium chloride which is mixed with water by the simple process of evaporation. I hope all of you know what is evaporation. So sodium chloride itself is a pure substance, but it cannot be separated by physical process. Okay, so similarly, sugar is a substance which contains only one kind of pure matter, and therefore we can say that sugar is a pure substance. Similarly, we can say common salt, that is our sodium chloride, which is also a pure form of matter. Okay. So finally, we can say that a mixture contains more than one pure substance, okay, which I have already discussed before. So now we will have to see what are the different types of mixtures. Okay, so basically there are two types of mixtures. One is called homogeneous mixture, another one is called heterogeneous mixture. Okay, so let's see the questions which are given in this question. So first question is, what is meant by substance? So let's see how can we define substance. Okay, so it is a single pure form of matter. So if we have to define substance, So substance is a pure single form of matter, and a substance has definite properties and compositions. Okay, so if we have to define substance, then uh, we have to say that it is a pure single form of matter. That means in a substance only one kind of uh, particles will be there. Okay, and for example, we can say that iron is a substance. Similarly, we can say zinc is also a substance, copper is also a substance. That means in those matters, only pure form of those things those particles are present. Okay. For example, in iron, only iron particles will be present. No other particles will be present in that iron. iron, iron. Okay. So next we have to see, the next question is, what are the different list the points of differences between homogeneous and heterogeneous mixture. So homogeneous means you understand the means word homogeneous. Homogeneous means uniformly distributed. Simple meaning of homogeneous is uniformly distributed. So let's see the basic differences between these types of mixtures. So homogeneous mixture, we can say that the particles are uniformly distributed throughout the mixture. So, but in a heterogeneous mixture, all the particles are completely mixed and they can be distinguished with bare eyes or under a microscope. Okay. So, for example, if we mix oil with water, then we can say that it is a homogeneous, it is a heterogeneous mixture. Sorry, because we can easily classify with our naked eye the quantity of water and the quantity of oil which is present in that mixture. So it will be known as a heterogeneous mixture. So the simple second difference is it has a, in case of homogeneous mixture, it has uniform composition, but in heterogeneous mixture, it has irregular composition. Okay. Say next, the third simple difference is that there is no apparent boundaries of division. Okay, as I have already told you, that in case of, okay, so homogeneous mixture, you can give example of salty water. Okay, that means if we mix salt with water, we cannot classify whether which portion is salt, which portion is water. That means it will form a homogeneous mixture. That means there is no apparent boundaries of division. But in case of heterogeneous mixture, we can easily easily see the boundaries of division. That means, as I have already told you, that if we mix oil with water, it will form a heterogeneous mixture. That means we can easily differentiate the division between water and oil. Okay. So let's go to the theory part again. So next we have to see what is the solution. Okay. So what is the solution? So you can see here, a solution is a homogeneous mixture of two or more substances. It is a very basic definition. If we mix two or more substances, but the condition is that the mixture must be homogeneous, then they will form a solution. Okay. So they have given some examples like lemonade, soda water, etc. are examples of solution. Okay. Usually we think of a solution as a liquid that contains either a solid, liquid, or a gas dissolving. Actually, for a common person, if you say that what is solution, they will think that solution means some solid must be mixed with the liquid. Okay, so we are discussing about solution. Okay, so let's see what they have given here. More to know, that means alloy. Okay, so what is alloy? Alloys are mixtures of two or more metals or a metal and a non-metal and cannot be separated into their components by physical methods. That means alloys are mixtures of two or more metals or a metal and a non-metal and cannot be separated into their components by physical methods. That means alloy means alloy মানে আমি কি বুজি পাওঁ যে দুটা বা তাতকে বেছি যদি মেটাল মানে ধাতু যদি মিক্স হৈ থাকে আৰু নেচাৰেল কন্ডিশনত আমি যোনটো আমি পাওঁ আমি যোনবোৰ মেটেলবোৰ এক্সট্ৰেক্ট কৰো মানে বুজি পাইছে নহয় যে আমি কেনেকে আইৰন পাওঁ বা কপাৰ পাওঁ বা নিকেল পাওঁ সেইবোৰ নেচাৰেলি সদায় অকল আইৰণ হিচাপে নাথাকে ইহঁত কি থাকে নেচাৰেলি মানে পৃথিৱীত মানে হেৰিত আমাৰ the universe they always for available in the form of alloys আমি সদায় সেইবোৰক কি হিচাপে পাওঁ এলয় হিচাপে পাওঁ মানে তাত মিক্সচাৰটোত কি থাকে দুটা বা তিনিটা ধাতু বা কেতিয়াবা ধাতু মিক্স হৈ পেলাই এটা মিক্সচাৰ হৈ পেলাই থাকে যোনটোক আমি এলয় বুলি কওঁ ওকে আৰু এলয়টো ফিজিকেল মেথডত মানে আমি সেপাৰেট কৰিব নোৱাৰো এলয় মানে তাত কি থাকে যদি এলয়টো দুটা বা তিনিটা মেটেল থাকে তেতিয়াহ'লে আমি যেতিয়া নেচাৰেলি তাক পাওঁ তেতিয়াহ'লে তাৰপিছত গোটেই মেটেলবোৰ ধৰা জিংক আৰু ধৰা কপাৰৰ এলয় এটা আছে এই এলয়টো যেতিয়া আমি নেচাৰেলি পাম তেতিয়াহ'লে আমি জিংক আৰু কপাৰক ইজিলি আমি হাতেৰে বা ফিজিকেল মেথডত আমি ইজিলি সেপাৰেট কৰিব নোৱাৰো ওকে so alloys means that কি হ'ব পাৰে যে two or more metals or a metal and a non-metal and cannot be separated মানে easily আমি তাক physical method through দি আমি তাক separate কৰিব নোৱাৰো separate মানে আঁতৰাব নোৱাৰো okay but still an alloy is considered as a mixture because it shows the properties of constituents and can have variable composition so alloy can be considered as a mixture alloy আমি as a mixture বুলি ক'ব পাৰো alloy can be considered as mixture because they form the properties of its constituents মানে alloy to যি বস্তু যি metal বা non metal আছে সেইবোৰৰ চৰিত্ৰ তোমাৰ এলয়টোৱে দেখুৱায় মানে যি property তোমাৰ constituents থাকে ধৰা example দিছে যে brass is a mixture of approximately 30% zinc and 70% copper that means brass এটা alloy হয় গতিকে in brass 30% zinc is there and 70% copper is there but brass যোনটো আমাৰ alloy আছে it shows the property of both zinc as well as copper so we can say that alloys are mixture okay so next thing we have to see in a solution has a solvent and a solute as its component যেতিয়া আমি solution বুলি কম তেতিয়া তাত কি থাকিব তাত দুটা পাৰ্ট থাকিব one part is known as solvent and another part is known as solute okay so দুটা part থাকে one part is known as solvent another part is known as solute so the component of the solution that dissolves the other component is called the solvent that means solutioner যোনটো পাৰ্টে যোনটো মানে পাৰ্ট মানে কি বুলি কম এতিয়া আছেনছো সো সলিউশনৰ যোনটো দুটা পাৰ্ট থাকে তো দুটা পাৰ্ট থাকে ওয়ান ইজ সলভেন্ট আৰু সলিউট সলভেন্টত কি হয় সলিউটটো সদায় দ্ৰৱীভূত হৈ যায় যে মিক্স তাত কি হয় ডিজলভ হৈ যায় আৰু যোনটো তোমাৰ কম্পোনেন্ট যোনটো আদাৰ কম্পোনেন্টত ডিজলভ হৈ যায় जो dissolve হয় হেতু কোৱা হয় solvent আৰু যোনটো component dissolve হয় হেতু কোৱা হয় solute okay and the amount of solvent is always more than the solute okay say the component of the solution that is dissolved in the solvent is called the solute মানে কি হৈছে যোনটো component solventত dissolve হৈ যায় দ্ৰৱীভূত হৈ যায় হেতু আমি কি বুলি কওঁ solute বুলি কওঁ আৰু এটো সদায় কি হয় solventতকে কম থাকে so আমি কি বুজিলো যে what we have understood that a solution has two parts one is known as solvent another part is known as solute okay so a solute is always dissolved in solvent and the quantity of solvent is always more than the quantity of solute মানে solute যিমানখিনি থাকে solventৰ পৰিমাণ তাতকৈ সদায় বেছি থাকে এটা solution okay so এতিয়া কিছুমান example দিয়া আছে you can go through it so the various examples given here a solution of sugar in water is a solid in liquid solution that means if you mix sugar in water so it will form a solution and in that solution our sugar will be the solute and water will be the solvent because sugar will be dissolved in water so water will be present in higher quantity so it will and the sugar will be dissolved in water so we will say that the sugar which is present in that solution it will be known as solute and the water where the solute is dissolved that means solute means our sugar then that water will be known as solvent Similarly, a solution of iodine in alcohol is known as tincture of iodine, has iodine as the solute and alcohol as the solvent. Okay, so these are the various examples which are given. So next, see what are the properties of a solution. So in the definition itself, it has been given that the first property of solution is it is a homogeneous mixture. Okay, the first thing is it must be a homogeneous mixture. Next, the particles of solution are smaller than 1 nanometer in diameter, so they cannot be seen with naked eyes. Okay, so one thing we have to understand that in solution, whatever particles are there, they are very small in diameter. That means you can see 1 nanometer. 1 nanometer means 10 to the power minus 9 meters. So it is impossible to see with the naked eyes. The size of the, since the size of the particles are very small, so it is impossible to see with the naked eyes. মানে যেহেতু পার্টিকেল বোৰৰ সাইজ ইমানে সৰু নেনোমিটাৰ মানে তো গম পাইছা যে 10 to the power minus 9 মিটাৰ মানে কিমান সৰু তুমি গম পাও কিমান ক্ষুদ্ৰ you can visualize তুমি ইমাজিন কৰিব পাৰা গতিকে ইমান সৰু পাৰ্টিকেল এটা আমি খালি চকুৰে দেখা নাপাওঁ okay so inner properties আছে that because of very small particle size they do not scatter a beam of light passing through the solution okay so the path of light is not visible in a solution okay because of very small particle size since particle size বহুত সৰু গতিকে they do not scatter a beam of light passing through the solution গতিকে সলিউশনৰ মাজেদি যদি আমি এটা সলিউশন থাকে তাৰ মাজেদি যদি আমি লাইট পাস কৰিব বিচাৰো তেতিয়াহলে কি হয় সলিউশনৰ মাজেদি আমি লাইটটো পাস হৈ যাব নিদিয়ে because so the path of light is not visible in a solution মানে সলিউশনত যেহেতু যোনবোৰ পাৰ্টিকেল থাকে হেবোৰ অতি ক্ষুদ্ৰ গতিকে ইহঁতৰ মাজত যোনটো স্পেস থাকে এই স্পেসবোৰ খুব একদম কি কম এটো হেতু একদম নেনোমিটাৰ বা ততকে সৰু থাকে গতিকে তাৰ মাজদি যদি আমি beam of light মানে লাইট এটা যদি পাস কৰিব বিচাৰো তেতিয়াহলে কি হ'ব within the solutionৰ মাজেদি আমি কি হ'ব যে যোনটো লাইট পাৰ কৰিব বিচাৰি আছো তাৰ ৰাস্তাটো আমি দেখা নাপাওঁ path of light is not visible through the solution মানে লাইটৰ মাজেৰে যেতিয়া লাইটটো পাৰ হ'ব আমি সলিউশন খিনিৰ মাজত লাইটৰ যোনটো beam হ'ব যোনটো ৰাস্তা হ'ব এই ৰাস্তাটো আমি দেখা নাপাওঁ okay because the particles are very small. Next, the solid particles cannot be separated from the mixture by the process of filtration. Filtration process di jonto filtration mane simple jonto filter kora process hai hetu di pelai ami eta solution or pora solid particle khini easily separate koribo noaru. Solid khini particles ase because they are already dissolved in that mixture, so they cannot be separated by filtration. Filter আমি simply তাক ফিল্টাৰ কৰি পেলাই সলিড পাৰ্টিকেল খিনি আমি আঁতৰাই দিব নোৱাৰো যেনেকৈ আমি চেনি মিলোৱাৰ পিছত চেনি পানীত মিক্স কৰাৰ পিছত because if you mix sugar in water they will form a solution so if we use a filter paper যদি আমি ফিল্টাৰ পেপাৰ এটা ৰাখি তাৰ মাজে যদি পানীটো সুগাৰ মিক্স হোৱা পানীখিনি যদি পাৰ কৰি দিও আমি চেনিখিনিটো ডিফাৰেন্সিয়েট কৰিব নোৱাৰিম মানে because গোটেই যোনখিনি চেনি আছিল যোনখিনি সুগাৰ আছিল they were solute okay hini asil solute aru ki hoise pani easily panir jumur voids asil panir ma jumur khali thai asil ebro sumai goisil otike ami simple filter paper ba simple filtration process di ami ki koribo parim ki koribo noaru ei junkhini solute asil say moi jontu udahoron disu with whatever example I have given hey seni khini ami simple filter paper use kori pelai ba filtration jono process ase poddhoti ase etu ami atorabo noaru okay the solid particles do not settle down when left undisturbed. That is, a solution is stable. তা মানে কি কৈছে যে solid যোনখিনি particle আছে সে example মই যোনটো example লৈ আছো এটোতে কো যে চেনি পানীখিনি আমি যদি থৈ দিও তেতিয়াহলে কি হয় চেনি যোনখিনি পানীত মিক্স হৈ গল যোনখিনি দ্ৰৱীভূত হৈ গল সেইখিনি কি হয় তলত পৰি নাযায় settle down মানে তলত পানীখিনি তলত জমা হৈ নাযায় যদিও মানে তুমি এনে একো নকৰাকৈ ডিস্টার্ব নকৰাকৈ পানী বিকাৰটো থৈ দিয়া চেনি মিক্স কৰি পেলাই তাৰ পিছত তুমি যদি একো নকৰা বিকাৰটো তেতিয়াও চেনিখিনি কি হয় তলত পৰি নাযায় that means solution যোনটো হয় এটো স্টেবল হয় এটা solution সদায় স্টেবল হয় okay that means a solution is stable okay so next we have to study what is concentration of a solution okay So in activity 2.2, now we have to see what is activity 2.2. আমি activity 2.2 আগত discuss কৰা নাছিলো because activity 2.2 খিনি সবে নিজে পঢ়িব লাগে, easy বস্তু এটা দিয়া আছে। So activity 2.2 এতিয়া let's see what is activity 2.2. Let us again divide. Okay, so for understanding activity 2, we have to go to activity 2.1. Okay, let's see. Let's start activity 2.1. Let us divide the class into groups A, B, C, and D. তাৰ মানে কি হৈছে যে এটা ক্লাছত আমি কি কৰিব দিছে, চাৰিটা পাৰ্টত ডিভাইড কৰিব দিছে, A, B, or C, A, B, C, or D. Group A takes a beaker containing 50 ml of water and one spatula full of copper sulfate powder. Group B, okay, তাৰ মানে কি হৈছে group A কি কৰিছে, এটা বিকাৰত 50 ml পানী লৈছে, 50 মিলিলিটাৰ পানী লৈছে, and এটা চামুচ লৈছে, one spatula full of copper sulfate powder. Copper sulfate powder এক চামুচ লৈছে. Group B takes 50 ml of water. Group B 50 ml water লৈছে আৰু দুটা spatula full of copper sulfate. দুটা spatula লৈছে মানে দুটা চামুচত copper sulfate powder full কৰি পেলাই লৈছে. Okay. Next, group C and D can take different amounts of copper sulfate and potassium permanganate or common salt and mix the given components to form a mixture. Okay. আৰু যোনটো বাকি দুটা গ্ৰুপ আছে C আৰু D, ইহঁতক কি কৈছে যে they can take different amounts of copper sulfate. Copper sulfate তেওঁলোকে যিকোনো এমাউন্ট ল'ব পাৰে আৰু potassium permanganate বুলি যোনটো আৰু এটা কেমিকেল আছে সেইটো ল'ব পাৰে বা common salt যোনটো আমাৰ sodium chloride সেইটো ল'ব পাৰে আৰু mix the given components to form a mixture. আৰু কি কৈছে যে এইখিনি মিক্স কৰি পেলাই এটা মিক্সচাৰ বনাব দিছে যে তেওঁলোকে যে sodium copper sulfate বা potassium permanganate বা আমাৰ common salt যোনটো নিমখ এইখিনি যদি লয় তেতিয়াহলে কি কৈছে গ্ৰুপ C আৰু D এইখিনি মিক্স কৰি পেলাই এটা মিক্সচাৰ বনাব দিছে। Report the observations on the uniformity in color and texture. মানে এটা কি হৈছে তেওঁলোকে এইখিনি কৰাৰ পিছত কি তুমি কি অবজার্ভ কৰিলা কি দেখা পালা এইখিনি কি কৈছে এটা টেবুল হিচাপে তুমি বনাই পেলাই অবজার্ভ কৰি পেলাই লিখিব দিছে। Groups A and B have obtained a mixture which has uniform composition throughout. Because group A আৰু B কি কৰিছিল যে তেওঁলোকে এটা বিকাৰত পানী লৈ তাত কপাৰ সালফেট এক চামুচ আৰু গ্ৰুপ B কি কৰিছিল 2 চামুচ কপাৰ সালফেট লৈ পেলাই পানীখিনি মিক্স কৰিছিল। গতিকে তেওঁলোকে কি পাব যে এটা homogeneous mixture পাব। Okay, such mixtures are called homogeneous mixture or solutions. Some other examples, homogeneous mixture কিছুমান আৰু example দিয়া আছে, salt dissolved in water, নিমখ পানী, then sugar dissolved in water, যদি আমি চেনি পানীত mix কৰো. Next, compare the color of solutions of the two groups. দুটা group 1 আৰু group 2 যোনখিনি তেওঁলোকে mix কৰিছিল, copper sulfate group A এক চামুচ পানীত mix কৰিছিল আৰু group B কি কৰিছিল 2 চামুচ পানীত mix কৰিছিল। গতিকে কৈছে যে compare the color, যে তেওঁলোকৰ color কি কিবা বেলেগ পাইছে নেকি আৰু compare কৰিব দিছে। This shows that, okay, though two groups have obtained copper sulfate solution, but the intensity of color of the solutions is different. Okay, because group A এক চামুচ copper sulfate পানীত mix কৰিছিল আৰু group B কি কৰিছিল 2 চামুচ copper sulfate পানীত mix কৰিছিল। Okay, গতিকে they have different intensity, মানে color to into solution into color hobo eto all different hobo, gotike eto ami observe kori likhibo. This shows that a homogeneous mixture can have a variable composition. Color different hoise mane ki composition to duita group ore composition to belag hoise. Okay, next ki koise group C and D have obtained mixtures which contain physically distinct parts and have non-uniform composition. মানে C আৰু D কি কৰিছিল যোনটো মিক্সচাৰ কৰিছিল তেওঁলোকে সেইখিনি তেওঁলোকে physical distinct part যোনটো মিক্সচাৰ তেওঁলোকে পাইছে সেইটো আমি ইজিলি ডিস্টিংগুইশ কৰিব পাৰো, ইজিলি সেপাৰেট কৰিব পাৰো যে বেলেগ বেলেগ পাৰ্ট আছে আৰু ইউনিফৰ্মলি মিক্স হোৱা নাছিল। Such mixtures are called heterogeneous mixture. So heterogeneous mixture are কিছুমান example দিছে, the sodium chloride and iron fillings, then salt and sulfur, oil and water. These are the examples of heterogeneous mixture. Okay, so in today's chapter we have discussed what are the various substances, what is the definition of a substance, what is the definition of a mixture, how can we classify the different types of mixture, whether they are homogeneous mixture or heterogeneous mixture. Similarly, we have seen the examples of homogeneous and heterogeneous mixtures. Okay, and we have discussed some questions also, and also we have discussed what is a solution, what are the various parts of solution. Okay, so all of you please go through the video, and if you have any doubt you can always ask me. Okay, so thank you for watching the video. Okay, and hope you will learn. Hope you will আশা কৰো তোমালোকে বহুতখিনি বস্তু এই ভিডিওটোৰ পৰা শিকিব পাৰিবা. Okay, so thank you, and we'll meet in the next video for the next part. Okay, so thank you.